It's Aiken versus Mays to tip things off, and the Crimson Wave win the opening tip. We are underway here in Whiting. A huge game for both teams. Governor State battling for that 1 seed in the CCAC. Calumet battling for their postseason hopes, trying to keep that alive. Calumet turns it over to begin this game. A team that is averaging just about 12.5 turnovers per game. Actually super good in the conference, but this conference is often known for not turning the ball over too much. Deep three-pointer is off the mark from Maxwell Marius, and the rebound pulled in from Aiken. Here's Davis. Just had a big game on Saturday, and Davis, he makes that 9 times out of 10, but he just missed. Davis, by the way, top 10 in the conference in points per game at this point in the season. They swing it around a 3, off the mark by Johnson. Offensive rebound put up, and it's short, tipped out to Doc. These two teams, they'd like to play really quick. We're expecting a pretty quick game so far. That's exactly what we've gotten. Doc bounce pass to Slowinski. Was that deflected? They say it was not. Second turnover of the night for the Crimson Wave. But going back to Quindarius Davis, he's currently 5th in the conference in points per game, averaging 17.7 points per game in conference play. Overall in the season, he's averaging just over that at 17.9, but he really has found his rhythm once conference play started in late December to early January. Tolbert goes inside. What a pass from Tolbert, and Vincent Mays finishes with a nice layup. The head coach for the Jaguars, Tony Bates, in his 11th season, played 2 seasons at Trinity Christian in the 80s and spent 14 seasons as an associate head coach at St. Xavier. We know how good that team has been overall, that program has been in their history. Came to Governor State. He's basically been here since they started off as a team, since literal day one. A turnover for Calumet and a shot that is off the mark from Javon Johnson. And Doc almost fouled by Johnson. Ends up getting the ball ahead with 2 seconds to spare across the half-court line. Here's Doc. Working it around here. And there's a steal. Aiken turns it over, and up the other way is Marius, and he gets it to go. So Marius gets it to go quickly down the floor. Here's Doc. Doc defended by Johnson. It's going to be a difficult matchup. Javon Johnson is an extremely talented defender in the CCAC for Governor State. Here's Tolliver. He had it stripped. That's the 4th turnover of the game for Calumet. And here comes McKenzie, and he's fouled by Davis. I think Coach Hawkins wants a timeout here in his 4th season. He might have to wait to call a timeout until after the free throws. Yep, Coach Hawkins takes a timeout, and we will too. Early pressure by Governor State is due to the 4 first half turnovers so far for Calumet. 4-0 lead for the Jaguars, no more than 3 minutes into the game. We'll be back after this.
Indiana, the lights go on, the stands fill, and communities come alive. And every night, the Heartland Sports Network is there, showcasing the athletes, the rivalries, and the hometown pride that make our state special. Stream every game live on the Heartland Sports Network app and heartlandsportsnet.com. Your teams, your stories, your network. The Heartland Sports Network, proudly bringing the Heartland together, one game at a time.
We welcome you back to Whiting. 4-0 lead for Governor State, and they have 2 free throws coming up here after the foul by Davis. 4 turnovers so far for Calumet in the first 2 minutes and 55 seconds of this game. We want to remind you that our opening tip-off of this game is brought to you by Central Midwest Carpenters, starting every game on a solid foundation. First free throws off the mark. A team that shoots 72% from the free throw line this year, Governor State. Second free throw here for McKenzie, who's shooting 67% from the free throw line. He goes 1 for 2. 5-0 lead Question of the day is, can Calumet get some offense going? If you hear any yelling in the microphone, that is Coach Bates standing right in front of us. He is very animated and loud, but he needs to be because he has high expectations for this team, high expectations for this program. This team started off their overall time as a program in 2015-16 as Slawensky with a nice move and a nice layup too. But this team started off 8-23 in their first season. They bounced back and went 25-9 2 seasons later. They're bouncing back after they did not have a good span of 2020 to 2023, but they won the CCAC regular season and tournament 2018, and they just want to get back to that point, and they're doing pretty good this year at least. Swinging it across, Johnson for three. That one comes up short. Offensive rebound by Tolbert. Tough bucket for Tolbert. And he gets that one to go. 7-2 lead for Governor State. Calumet needs to start this game off as quickly as possible because they don't want to go down by too much against Gov State. Giving it off, Tolliver launches a three. That one comes up short, rebounded by Mays. The other way, a three-pointer on the other side is off the mark by Tolbert. Offensive rebound again for the Jaguars. Double team, they swing it over. Tolbert's open again. Elects to pass it inside instead, and Mays gets it to go. This looks like a particular start that from a game last night between Purdue and Nebraska when Purdue went up 14-1 over the Cornhuskers. And if my memory serves me correctly, Nebraska sent that game to OT. So despite how many points you might be up early in the game, it's never over until there's zeros on the clock in the second half. Here's Slawensky underneath. Tough shot, and it's off the mark. Hinton is set to check in for Calumet. Oh, a little push off there. Step back jumper for Marius. And it's 11-2 Governor State. You can see the pressure right now being applied by the Jaguars on the full court. Doc gets inside. Tough shot. It comes up short. Calumet is just taking tough shots. It's not working. Bounce pass inside. They give it up, and another bucket. Javon Johnson. Coach Hawkins going to take a second time out. We will take 1-2. What a start for Governor State. With the 1 seed in the CCAC on the line, they need to win this game to give themselves a chance. 13-2 lead for the Jaguars, a little over 5 minutes into the first half. 13-2 lead for Governor State, leading it over Calumet. If you're joining us right now, we want to apologize for any technical difficulties. The stream is live, but for some reason it's not showing up on the website, so we apologize, but the game should be live right now. We apologize if you're experiencing any difficulties, but it's 13-2. If you're a Calumet fan, you definitely haven't missed anything. Calumet still waiting to find their rhythm here in this game. Ramin Hinton freshly checked into the game. Goes underneath and puts in the basket. Hinton has had a good season so far, but he had a couple of slow games by his standards, and he would want to step things up here. He only had 5 points against IU South Bend on Saturday. Another bucket for Governor State. They lead 15-4. Just doesn't seem like they can stop number 35, Vincent Mays, underneath. He has 6 points early. Tolliver. Step back, free throw line jumper. Oh, halfway down, and it pops back out. Going to get a foul. If this is on Davis, that's a second. That is going to be on Davis. That is his second. But Davis just had 31 points and 12 rebounds on Saturday, a double-double, despite the 10-point loss to the Titans of IU South Bend, a 10-point loss. They scored 98 points, IU South Bend did. It's going to have to be number 5, Malik Corley, who's into the game for Davis with 2 fouls. Abdoulaye Ba also checked into the game for Jay Caleb. Corley with a fresh haircut. Got it a couple weeks ago. There's a three-pointer put in by Johnson. This Governor State team is so good. They're currently on a 3-game win streak over Calumet. CCSJ 4-9 all-time against Gov State. Their last game coming in early their last win coming in early 2023. Aiken puts up a tough shot. It won't go. Hinton flying for the rebound if he can keep it alive. Nobody's there to help him out. As Hinton really, really good at offensive and overall rebounding. 4th in offensive rebounding, 4th in rebounding per game in the conference. 18-4. Calumet's got to get something going quickly if they want any chance. Governor State is shooting lights out right now. They go underneath again. Vincent Mays and one, fouled by Aiken. And what a start to this game. Vincent Mays, by the way, I wanted to mention. He is currently first in the conference in field goal percentage with 62%. And he's only increasing that number as this game progresses. That's because he gets the ball underneath so often. He makes those shots 9 times out of 10. That free throw goes in. Vincent Mays has 9 early points here for Governor State, and they hold a 17-point lead over Calumet. This is not the start the Crimson Wave would have wanted. Hinton thought he was pushed, and they say he wasn't. Rebound pulled in for the Jaguars. What a pass. Unbelievable pass by Tolbert, linking up with Marius. I just think the passing is just better for Governor State. A turnover off the inbound. They go to Marius again. Good defense by Aiken. Marius gets the rebound, or gets the steal, I should say, from Aiken, and he's fouled. 2 free throws coming up here for Maxwell Marius. But this team, this Governor State squad, has so many transfers. I mean, even just their starters alone. Tolbert from Kaskaskia College transferred. Number 12, Javon Johnson from UW Parkside. 14, Javante McKenzie from Illinois College. Not University of Illinois, but just Illinois College. Number 24, Maxwell Marius, came from multiple colleges, but most recently Aurora University. And then Vincent Mays coming from Mott Community College in Michigan. So their entire starting lineup are transfers, and most of their bench transfers as well. They actually only have 1 freshman on the roster. It's Matthew Leisure. As Marius goes 2 for 2. 25-14. This is a nightmarish-like start. Wow, Ramin Hinton and 1 on the 3-point basket. Ramin Hinton is really getting some good plays going off the bench, and they need somebody to come in off the bench. This team has not had enough offense so far, so they're going to, by the way, Calumet's going to risk it. They're going to put in Davis with 2 fouls. They're going to risk it. They're going to put in probably their hottest player, as Hinton converts the end when he's got 6 early points. But I mean, Davis, statistically at least, has been just on fire in the year 2026. There's a takeaway, or Davis almost got the steal. Governor State picks it back up. Still have 20 on the shot clock. Inside, it's Marius. That's a 2-pointer. Shot won't go. Slowinski's fouled by Marius on the rebound. And that's going to be the first on Maxwell. I think the official is mistaking who the foul is on. 25-8, Calumet with the ball. We're waiting for a substitution here. Number 3, Ricky Woods III from Peoria, Illinois. He transferred from Illinois Central College. He comes into the game for Javante McKenzie for the substitution made. We also see number 1, Trey Warren. Davis, a little shifty move. It's off the mark. And Trey Warren just checked into the game. Picks it up, gives it over to Woods. Woods III underneath and drives inside, exactly what Coach Bates wanted. And he draws the foul. Want to remind you of Coach Jason Hawkins and what he's done for this program. 4th season with the Crimson Wave of Calumet, and it's only his 2nd season as the men's coach, but you know, he was a men's head coach in 2004 for 2 years. He's been the head coach at Trinity Christian for the last 6 years, and how he's turned this program around just a couple years into his 2nd stint. Ricky Woods gets the first free throw to go. Here comes Malik Petty. Didn't start today. Comes in for Hinton. Petty, 10 points against IU South Bend, and he did start that game on Saturday. Second free throw goes in for Woods, the third. By the way, Trey Warren wanted to mention, if it's any indication of how much these players have transferred at Gov State, Trey Warren has went from St. Xavier to Olive Harvey to Governor State. So he's transferred to two different schools from where he started off his collegiate career with St. Xavier. Malik Petty, that's a three-pointer. It won't go. Rebound tipped in the air. Rebounded by Davis underneath. Trying to give it up to Ba. They still have 17 seconds on the shot clock. They don't need to be in a hurry. Here's Petty. 10 seconds on the shot clock. They go down to Slowinski. Davis is open. He'll hoist a three. That's money. I think Quindarius Davis is becoming a crowd favorite the more and more he shoots because he makes most of them. Remember, he's 5th in the conference in points per game. Bounce pass to Trey Warren. Defended by Doc. As we're almost halfway through the first quarter. Warren with a tough shot. Great defense by Doc. And Doc gives it ahead to Davis. Davis wanted to take the three. Shuffles to the left and sticks it through. Davis is getting hyped because he's made the last 2 3-pointers for Calumet, and they've cut the lead to 13. We will take a break here in Whiting. A timeout called by Coach Tony Bates. 27-14 lead for the Jaguars over the Crimson Wave. We welcome you back to Whiting, Indiana. That timeout was brought to you by Doc's Barbecue. Take a moment, let it simmer. 27-14, Gov State still up by 13, but you know they were up by as many as 21 earlier, and Calumet has cut it down to just 13. They're on an 8-0 run. This scoring run of 8-0 is brought to you by Powering Indiana. When the game needs electricity, count on Powering Indiana. This game surely does have a lot of electricity, but Calumet has 6 turnovers so far compared to just none for Governor State. Driving inside and a foul. Marius is going to go to the line again. I'm not sure. This is going to go on Petty. That's his first. The only player really in foul trouble yet for Calumet is, or even in the game that is Davis with 2. Marius, first free throw goes. Marius with 9 points. He can get to 10. That would lead all scorers in the game overall. This trip to the free throw line, by the way, is brought to you by IU Northwest, your future, your IU. Calumet was level with IU Northwest just about a week ago in the standings for the CCAC, and then a couple losses, and now IU Northwest is a little bit ahead of Calumet. Going to see Tolliver check back in. He'll come in for Doc. Ba is in for Aiken. Calumet has such a deep hole to climb out of that it just seems like even if they go on a run, a couple buckets for Governor State would still make things difficult for them to get back into this game. They just got to chip away at it one play at a time. Petty steps into the paint. I think he traveled, and he did. Coach Hawkins is making a good argument here. Petty did get hit in the paint, and they didn't call it. I guess you kind of got to say, if you're going to call a foul on one end of the floor for Governor State when a player gets hit in the paint, then you got to call it both ways, and officials just didn't on that particular play. So it's going to be Jaguars ball. Bounce pass inside. They get it again to Mays. He's double-teamed, and the ball is stripped away by Petty. Outlet pass to Ba. And Ba is blocked, but then Ba gets it back. Trey Warren got the block, but Abdoulaye Ba gets the ball right into his hands off the block and puts it down with 2 hands, the dunk. 29-16. Driving inside is Tolbert, gives it up inside. That's got to be a travel. They're not going to call it. So Mays is fouled, and he almost traveled on that one. It's going to go on Petty. It's going to be his second foul. So 2 fouls for Petty, 2 fouls for Davis. 2 really good guards, 2 really good three-point shooters. Vincent Mays, despite his amazing field goal percentage in conference play, which is first in the conference, his free throw percentage isn't too bad either, just under 60%. makes the first one. Second one here. Two for two for Mays. When you got some guys that can shoot free throws like that, you'd want to have the lead late in the game because they can make their free throws even when the other team fouls. Hinton needs help. Did he travel? No, they're going to call foul. Who's this one going to go? This is going to go on Tolbert, number 5. That's his second. Just a couple players in foul trouble, but nothing too taxing yet, nothing too immediate yet. Oh, a pass that was almost intercepted by Trey Warren. You're going to see number 12, Javon Johnson, come into the game for Tolbert. They don't want to risk anything with him having 2 personal fouls. Davis. Quindarius, defended by Warren. Slings it up top to Hinton. 6 on the shot clock for Calumet. They got to hurry. Hinton hoists a contested 3, and it's money for Ramin Hinton. Oh, we got a technical. Wow. Ramin Hinton gets a technical for celebrating. Wow. That is really harsh of a call right there on Ramin Hinton. He didn't even really, I think he was gesturing to the crowd, but I think the official thought he was gesturing to the Governor's State player. So Trey Warren's going to get 2 technical free throws. First free throw goes in. Man, I'm not sure about that one. That is a tough call. Hinton will have to come out. Man, tough technical. So Warren with the second free throw here. Off the mark. So Hinton makes that clutch 3 at the shot clock buzzer. He's up to 9 points, but that technical foul almost just makes things feel a little sour. That 3-point basket that Hinton made, by the way, was brought to you by Tech Credit Union. They're the better option for your financial journey. So it's still a 13-point game, but you know, it could be a lot worse. Calumet, this is like one of those games where you'd expect them to be down by a little bit more, but they're still hanging in tough. That shot won't go. Tolliver grabs the rebound off the miss by Ricky Woods III. Tolliver trying to go inside on Warren. Warren got a piece of it and blocked it. Johnson the other way. Fresh off the bench, so he's got some wheels. Pump fake by McKenzie. Ricky Woods spinning, putting up the tough shot. Won't go. Davis grabs the board. What a crowd we have on hand tonight. I don't know if you can see that all the way across the court, but a great crowd supporting Calumet tonight. We've just seen the crowd get bigger and bigger this season for both women's and men's basketball. Davis for 3. That would have been a huge 3-pointer. Won't go. Doc is called for the trip. I'm not sure if maybe Ricky Woods tripped over his own feet on that play. That's what Doc is suggesting. Governor State is in the 1-and-1 bonus here. After this next foul, if they foul again, they'll be in the double bonus for the next, near 7 minutes. So Ricky Woods the third. Have 2 free throws here. Oh, he makes the first one. He didn't have 2. He had a 1-and-1. I apologize, but he makes the first one, so he will have 2. Here's the second for Woods. One for 2, short on the second one. It's also cool to see the Calumet prep band, and I believe it's the prep band for a high school as well. I'm not sure as to which high school, but I'm sure I can get that information for all of you watching at home. Petty gives it up to Davis. Swing it inside to Slowinski. He likes this matchup. Davis is open for 3. Another miss. Slowinski gets the rebound, gets inside, gives it up to Doc, and he's fouled. Count the basket. Kyron Doc took him a minute to score, but he's finally on the board. Kyron Doc did not play against IU South Bend on Saturday. That was a big development. According to Coach Floyd Davis, or I should say assistant coach Floyd Davis, he was out with a stomach bug. But they have him back tonight, and they're very happy about that. He comes up short on the free throw. Davis grabs the board, and he's blocked. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Woods. But this could end up being a 4-point possession for Calumet. Vincent Mays was out for a little bit of time, and now he's set to check back in. That's why they wanted to go inside to Slowinski, Calumet. Coach Hawkins is talking to the official about a delay warning. Off the mark on the first free throw for Davis. I think he wants a delay because Ricky Woods basically dribbled the ball all the way up the court for no apparent reason, even though there was already a foul called. That's a delay warning, so Coach Hawkins is right. Next delay is a technical foul. Davis trying to at least go 1 for 2, and he does. So Vincent Mays, number 35, checked back into the game for Governor State. He's a huge part of the points in the paint total that Governor State can rack up as this game progresses. Warren lost the handle. Good defense by Petty, and it's a turnover for Gov State. And Warren's going to come out. Isaiah Tolbert is going to come in. Good, just hounding defense by Malik Petty. 6:50 to play in the first half. If you're just joining us, it was a 21-point lead, no more than about 7 minutes into this game for Governor State. They've cut it down, Calumet, all the way to 11. A bad turnover for Tolliver. That's just unlucky. They go inside to Mays, and Petty steals it. Pass ahead to Davis. Davis going inside. Wow, that's a lot of contact there. He makes the basket. No foul called, though. But Davis gets it to go. That should have been a foul. No call. Referee's letting them play a little bit physical here. It's suddenly a 9-point game as Coach Tony Bates. Oh, they step on the line. Javon Johnson stepped on the line. They called play Kansas. You know how good the Jayhawks have been doing in college basketball over the last couple of days. They just upset number 1 Arizona, so that play had to have been good. Too bad Javon Johnson stepped on the out-of-bounds line. It's another turnover for Gov State. Hinton picks it up. They're down by 9. Slowinski, dribble move, shake and bake, step back, comes up short, rebound pulled in for McKenzie. Here's Tolbert. They want to go inside to Marius. They're going to call this on Petty? They are. They're going to call that one on Petty. That's Petty's 3rd foul. Wow. That's not only going to put Governor State in the double bonus, but Petty will definitely have to come out. Tolliver's not going to have as much of a break on the bench. Petty is pleading his case, but the damage is done already. 3 fouls with 5.5 to play in the first half. It's not a place you want to be. Marius gets the first shot to go. Trying to bring it back up to 11 if you can. Number 2 shots, make or miss from the next 5:46 until halftime for Governor State. They're in the double bonus. Marius goes 2 for 2. Maxwell Marius in the game against St. Francis had 20 points. And he actually led his team in scoring, but they lost that game by 16 to St. Francis. Davis gets it to Slowinski. Back up top to Hinton. They want to go down to Slowinski again, and they're going to. Slowinski tripped over his own feet, and lucky for him, that one went out of bounds. It'll stay here with 6 seconds on the shot clock. I think I wouldn't mind a little inbound play here, and they do to Slowinski, but a turnover. Tolbert picks it up, gets inside. Tolbert pump fakes. Oh, and Doc stripped that one away, but it'll stay on that far side. Kyron Doc. These two teams are doing a good job right now just putting the pressure on the player in possession, because there's been a lot of turnovers in this game for both teams, more than they would like. McKenzie, right on cue, turns it over. Here comes Davis. Goes coast to coast, and he's rejected by Mays. Vincent Mays sends it out of play. It'll stay with Calumet. But despite Davis being a lot shorter than Mays, he still goes to the rim with ferocity. Hinton with a tough step-back three. Davis grabs the rebound, and he's fouled by McKenzie. And Calumet is not on the bonus yet, but the next foul will put them in the 1-1. We'll take a break. Under 5 to play in the first half. 35-24 Governors State, but Calumet is staying in this one. We'll be right back. 35-24, 4:58 to play in the first half here in Whiting. Both teams struggling with the turnover bug. 5 turnovers for Governors State, 10 for Calumet. In fact, Calumet, 12.5 turnovers per game. They're almost at that season total per game. And we still have about 5 minutes remaining in the first half. So things have got to get a little more, I guess you could say, a little calmer. The play has been so quick that both teams have just made mistakes and have turned the ball over because of it. 6 seconds on the clock. Slowinski's got to put up a shot from the elbow, and it's off the mark. Not a good possession for Calumet. They took a tough shot at the end of the shot clock. They got to get something better on their next possession. Almost a steal by Doc. Kept alive by Marius. Bounce pass inside. Slowinski deflects it out of play with 11 seconds on the shot clock. I don't know. Vincent Mays has been grabbing at his, I think it's his right hand often, ever since he got that block on Quindarius Davis. I'm not sure if maybe he heard it a little bit and it's bugging him, or if he heard it at a different point. Here's Johnson. Always blocked by Doc. What a block by Kyron Doc. Here comes Hinton on the other end, and Hinton gets it to go. And that is a great finish by Hinton, but Kyron Doc makes a great play. Doc is currently 5th in the conference, by the way, in blocks per game. And he's only standing at 6'3". And I say only because, you know, there's some players that stand at a way, way taller stature. That's a foul called on Calumet. It's going to go on Tolliver. That's his first. 2 free throws and the double bonus coming up for the Jaguars. For all the Governors State fans watching this game at home, I want to keep you updated with this Olivet versus St. Francis game that's currently going on simultaneously, because Olivet, St. Francis, and Governors State all tied at the top of the conference at the moment in the CCAC. Only about 3 weeks to play. So that game means a lot for Governors State. First free throw made, second one goes. 2 for 2 for Maxwell Marius, and he currently has 12 points. 14 points, actually. But he is having a great game. Here's Davis. Kicks it up top to Hinton. Hinton, that's a three-pointer, short. Hinton has taken a couple contested three-pointers. He's made a couple of them, but he's missed some important ones too that could really, really help out the Crimson Wave. Bounce pass inside. They'll go into the paint again. They're going to post up Davis. Oh, good defense by Davis. Ball's tipped around. Hinton grabs the rebound. He tried to throw it off of Tolbert, and Tolbert gets the ball anyways and puts it up and in. Hinton was falling out of bounds and tried to throw it off of Tolbert out of play, but Tolbert just caught it and got the basket to fall. Here's Tolliver. Under 3 to play in the half. Slowinski. Ooh, nice shake and bake move again for Slowinski. Gives it up to Hinton, and he's fouled inside. Governor State's coaching staff has not been happy with some of these fouls. They do not agree. I don't think there's been a single foul in this game that they've agreed with. Second foul, by the way, on Javante McKenzie as Hinton goes to the free throw line. I want to mention that Olivet currently up by 3 points over St. Francis. First one goes in for Hinton. But that game is big because if Governor State wins this game tonight, then that would actually put Governor State in a two-way tie with either Olivet or St. Francis, whoever wins that game. If Governor State loses, the winner of the Olivet St. Francis game would take the outright lead of the CCAC. Only a couple weeks to play. Hinton goes 2 for 2. Man, Hinton is having himself a game. 13 points for Hinton. It's Hinton against Marius right now on who can score the most points. Doc almost stole that away from Maxwell Marius. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Go inside here to Johnson. Three-pointer left side. Tolbert can't get it to go. Doc grabs the rebound. Doc getting inside. Has to watch himself. He's being hounded. Davis. 16 seconds on the shot clock here. Here's Davis. Oh, we got a little bit of separation. He's blocked by Mays. For Mays, that is going to be his second block of the game. Governor State, they're still in control. They're still up by 11. It's been consistently an 11-point game for at least 9 minutes now. It's been a while. Calumet, they've scored, but they just haven't been able to stop Governor State when they need to. Here's Devin Giles. Step back three on the way. Johnson off the mark. Offensive rebound pulled in from Mays. And Mays too easy. Spins inside and gets it to go for Vincent Mays. That's 13 points for him. Hinton's going to check back into the game. Here's Kyron Doc. Up top, Slawinski. Aiken. Oh, what a pass from Aiken. Doc finishes, and the foul. It's going to go on Tolbert. That's his third. Doc with a great finish, and what a pass from Cooper Aiken. Cooper Aiken also on the men's volleyball team, and we know they've started their season already. We'll have some of their games right here on the Heartland Sports Network, but this guy has had a busy winter and spring because he's had to travel to a bunch of men's volleyball games and play for the men's basketball team too. Not easy, and you got to do your schoolwork too. Doc converts the three-point play. So it is a 10-point game. 41-31 with a minute to play in the first half. Here's Vincent Mays. They want to post up Slawinski. They're going to get it outside instead of Giles. Giles, fresh off the bench, pass inside to Warren. Warren, they thought he was fouled. He's not. Aiken, who did that go off of last? They're going to say it went off of Warren. So it's going to be Calumet basketball here, 42.6. This is a big possession here for the Crimson Wave. Heading into halftime, they could take a lot of momentum into the second half if they make a basket here. Here's Doc getting inside. Tough shot by Doc. What a basket. And for Doc, that is 7 points, and it was not enough to go 2 for 1 to end the half. Governor State has no shot clock with 20 seconds to play. But it is an 8-point game. Marius will take his sweet time. 10 seconds in the half for Maxwell Marius. When are they going to start running a play here? When are they going to start running a play with 4 seconds? Marius has got to take it himself, and he's blocked by Aiken. Marius gets a shot off, and he doesn't make it. Miscommunication like crazy for Governor State to end the half. And we will head into halftime with an interesting game, a game where Governor State believes they should be up by more. But Calumet has stayed in the game, and they're up down 41-33, but they're only down by 8 points. We'll take a halftime break, be back for some stats after this. 41-33, Jaguars lead at the half.